Good afternoon, I'm Irene. I'll be your examiner today. What is your full name? May I see your identification, please? That's fine, thank you. Now in the first part, I'd like to ask you some general questions about yourself. Let's talk about your home. Where do you live? Do you live in an apartment or a house?
I am currently residing in Seoul, South Korea. Seoul is the capital of South Korea and it's a big city. Right now, I'm currently living in a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment.
What do you like about the place where you live?
Since I live in the center of Seoul, I am in walking distance of everything such as cafes, restaurants, and public transportation is easy to use and it's everywhere. You can pretty much go anywhere without a car in South Korea.
Is there anything you don't like about your house?
One thing that I don't like about my apartment is how small it is. Since it's a 2-bedroom and 1-bathroom apartment, space is very limited and storage space is basically non-existent. So if we have objects that we're not using, I'm always playing non-stop Tetris game to store the items that's not in use, and there aren't any rooms for other stuff.
If you can change something in your house, what would it be?
If I could change one thing about my house, it would be adding a backyard. Having a backyard would be nice because I can let my dogs out when they want to go out. Or another thing that I'm trying to get into is gardening, so I can start planting my own vegetables such as lettuce, maybe some potatoes, and so I don't have to go to the store and buy them all the time.
Now, I would like you to talk about languages. What languages can you speak?
My native language right now is English, but I am somewhat fluent in Korean because my parents are Korean and I've been learning it ever since I was little.
How do you learn a foreign language?
There are many different ways to learn foreign languages with the resources available today. There are different applications that you can download and you can start learning right away. Or there are other traditional ways to learn, such as finding a tutor or taking language courses.
How are languages taught and learned in your country?
Well, in the US, most of the high school offer a foreign language program and I would say Spanish is the most widely taught second language in the US. Languages are taught in a positive learning environment where you do follow alongs and repeating what the teacher has said. And most of the time we do flashcards where we kind of learn vocabularies so it's easier to memorize.
What languages would you like to learn in the future?
If I had a chance to learn another language, I would say maybe German. I usually often go to Germany once a year because of work, and I've noticed that not everyone in Germany speaks English, so the communication is always a problem.
Let's talk about health. How do you keep healthy?
I usually keep healthy by participating in a physical activity for 1 to 2 hours a day, usually 3 to 4 times a week. And eating a well-balanced diet is also a great way to keep myself healthy, consisting of carbohydrates and protein. I think it's important to stay healthy because it will free you of other health issues down the line, such as maybe like chronic disease such as heart disease or cancer. So keeping healthy will reduce that risk.
What are your favorite sports or outdoor activities?
My favorite sport as of right now would be tennis. I play tennis at least 3 to 4 times a week if possible, or when I have time. When I'm not playing tennis, I'm usually busy taking my dogs out for a walk, which is several times a day for maybe 30 minutes at a time.
What sports help people stay healthy?
I would say most sports usually keeps people healthy, but there are a few sports that are better than others, such as swimming. Swimming is great for all ages and it causes less stress on your joints and helps you improve your cardiovascular system. And another way to stay healthy is walking. It's not necessarily a sport, but a great way to improve or maintain your overall health. And usually just 30 minutes every day is enough to reduce body fat if you are overweight.
Is it easy for people to exercise in your country?
Well, I believe it's easy for people to exercise in my country. There are basic exercises you can do that doesn't require you to spend money, such as walking, jogging, and running, or riding a bike. In Korea, there are several different parks where you can exercise, and we have a great trail that runs along the whole Han River, which is several miles long, and it's great if you want to go on for a great long bike ride. And there are other exercises you can do, such as golf, tennis, and usually other extracurricular activities. But in Korea, it doesn't come cheap. It requires you to pay a monthly fee to participate in such activities.
Okay, let's move on to part 2. I'll give you a topic and I would like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. Before you talk, you'll have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say. You may make some notes if you wish. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Here's your paper and a pen.
Thank you.
And here's your topic.
Great.
I would like you to describe an invention that is useful in your daily life.
Okay, and can I write on this
Of course
piece
you
of paper?
can.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, please drop your pen now. Remember, you have 1 to 2 minutes for this, so don't worry if I stopped you. I will tell you when the time is up. Can you start speaking now, please? Thank you. May I take the card paper and pen back? Thank you. We've been talking about an invention that is useful in your daily life. I would like to discuss with you 1 or 2 more general questions related to this topic. First, let's talk about inventions more. Do you think only scientists can invent new things? Are there any other inventions that make the world better?
I think there are many inventions that make the world better, such as biodegradable plastics. Right now, the world is having a problem with plastic issues, and we're trying to kind of help the earth be better. So biodegradable plastic is a plastic that kind of degrades over time. So maybe a shopping bag, a normal shopping bag that's made out of plastic doesn't, biodegrade, and it's usually stacked up, and over time it'll form a giant mountain. But if it's biodegradable, over time it will degrade maybe into dirt, and it keeps our world a cleaner place.
Do all inventions bring benefits to our world?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned this. I don't think all inventions bring benefit to our world, such as nuclear power plants. They supply us with abundant amount of energy, but the cost is our environment is always at risk, such as CO2 and air pollution.
Now, I would like you to talk about the impacts of new inventions. What problems have been caused by new inventions?
There are a few problems that's been caused by new inventions. As I mentioned, nuclear power plants, it's very bad for our environment, and the amount of toxic gas it produces, it's not necessarily good for our health and other animals that's living in our world.
What should be done to solve the problems?
Right now, there are a few ways to solve this problem, and we're still working on it right now. But there is a different source of energy that we can get instead of nuclear power plants. There's windmills there's windmills where we can create energy from the wind, and there are hydroplanes or hydro water plant, and there are solar energy that Elon Musk has been working on, and it's been very big. And solar energy, where we collect energy from the sun to transform that into electricity. And right now that technology's been used in cars, housing. There are many different ways to use it.
Thank you. That's the end of speaking test.